is Trivia for Kids, where it's not just for adults anymore.
Hello.
Hey.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Trivia for Kids. I'm Casey.
I'm Quinn.
And Quinn, it's episode 52. Do you know what that means?
We're officially normal with the podcast.
It means how many weeks are in a year, Quinn?
52.
So this means that we have done one episode per week for an entire year.
That's crazy.
That was our goal. We said when we were first going to do this, okay, let's try to make it a year and see how it goes. And we did it. We achieved our goal.
Yay.
Woo! I'm proud of you. You've really
Thanks.
stuck with this. What was our other goal when we started the podcast? What were some of the other things we said?
Family time.
Yeah, we wanted to spend more time together. And we wanted to give other people something to do as a family together instead of you guys playing on your tablets in the car all the time and not interacting with each other.
That's not a bad thing.
It is a bad thing. We wanted to do something so that families could have some fun together and learn some stuff and, yeah, just interact. So we hope that we made that goal too for people, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's almost the new year. Can you believe it's almost 2023?
Yeah, Christmas was yesterday.
Yeah, Christmas is over. Aw.
Yeah.
But all good things have to come to an end.
No.
I know, I'm sorry. But yeah, and the worst part about Christmas being over is because then we have January in Iowa. And it's super cold and super boring. So I feel like that's the hardest part is January in Iowa. Ugh.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you, Quinn.
Yeah, you too.
All right, you got a joke for us this week?
Sure.
It kind of has a New Year's Eve theme.
Yeah. How do you have a party in space? You plan it.
I love it. You plan it. Great joke. All right, ready for some trivia?
Sure am.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Here's how the show works. Trivia for Kids consists of 5 rounds with 7 questions each. We will announce the answers at the end of each round. Each new round will have a different category. After the 5th round, we will have the final exam, which will test you on the toughest questions we have covered in the previous rounds. Everyone ready? Let's get started.
Round 1. The category is flying animals. This category idea comes from listener Raiden. Thank you, Raiden. Question 1. What flying mammal is thought to be related to vampires? Question 2. What is the largest flying bird in the world? Question 3. Which flying animal is said to bring babies? Question 4. What is the fastest flying animal? Question 5. What flying animal starred in The Wizard of Oz? Question 6. What animal is the national bird of the United States? Question 7. What Winnie the Pooh character can fly?
Now the answers to round 1. Question 1. What flying mammal is thought to be related to vampires?
Bats. Some people associate bats with vampires. This association probably started because some bats feed on blood.
Yeah, probably. Question 2. What is the largest flying bird in the world?
The wandering albatross. This bird has an 11-foot wingspan, or 3.4 meters.
That's crazy.
So that would be like one of me lying on the ground and then another one of me laying at my feet. And that length would be how long the bird's wings are.
That's crazy.
That's got to be a massive bird.
Yes. Question 3. Which flying animal is said to bring babies?
Storks. According to European folklore, the stork is responsible for bringing babies to new parents. The legend is very ancient, but was popularized by a 19th century Hans Christian Andersen story called The Storks, and the recent movie called Storks.
It's a good movie. Question 4. What is the fastest flying animal?
Peregrine falcon. It can easily reach speeds of 200 miles per hour or more while diving.
That's amazing. Question 5. What flying creature starred in The Wizard of Oz?
Monkeys.
They worked for the witch.
And they were kind of scary. The witch was the scariest, but the monkeys did not help anything.
Oh, I didn't think the witch was scary.
Oh, I did.
Question 6. What animal is the national bird of the United States?
Bald eagles. They are so majestic.
They are.
We do have some around here, and when we see them, it's so cool to see them.
Question 7. What Winnie the Pooh character can fly?
Owl.
He's like wise, right?
He
And
is
old.
wise. Yeah, he seems to think he knows everything, but sometimes I feel like he doesn't really have the answer after all. Round number 2. The category is sports. Question 1. This question comes from listener Brooklyn. Thanks, Brooklyn. In what sport would you hear the terms pike, liberty, base, and basket toss? Question 2. Who has won the most Olympic medals of all time? Question 3. What was the first sport televised in the United States? Question 4. Why did Michael Jordan once wear number 12 instead of his traditional number 23 in an NBA game against the Orlando Magic? Question 5. What was the most points scored by one team in a football game? Question 6. What do you call the person who tries to block the puck from going into the net in hockey? Question 7. How many players can be on the floor at a time in volleyball? And now the answers to round 2. And Ren's here.
Hi.
Welcome. Question 1. In what sport would you hear the terms pike, liberty, base, and basket toss?
Cheerleading.
Are you going to be a cheerleader when you get into high school?
No, probably not. I don't know. Maybe.
You never know. I was a cheerleader. It was fun. Question 2. Who has won the most Olympic medals of all time?
Michael Phelps.
American swimmer Michael Phelps holds the all-time record for Olympic medals with 28.
Wow.
That's a lot. He is a very, very, very good swimmer. Rich, probably that too. Question 3. What was the first sport televised in the United States?
Baseball.
On May 17th, 1939, baseball became the first sport ever televised in the United States. Do you watch baseball?
No.
No. Question 4. Why did Michael Jordan once wear number 12 instead of his traditional number 23 in an NBA basketball game against the Orlando Magic?
His jersey was stolen.
Jordan's number 23 jersey is believed to have been stolen on the day of the game. The Bulls did not bring a backup number 23 jersey, but did have a just-in-case number 12 jersey with no name on the back. Isn't that interesting?
It is.
Question 5. What was the most points scored by one team in a football game?
222.
In 1916, the Cumberland College Bulldogs scored 222 points in a game against the Georgia Tech Engineers. They scored every time they got the ball and racked up a total of 32 touchdowns.
Wow.
I would say that's kind of mean that they were just kept scoring and scoring and scoring and didn't, call the game early or something or be like,
Yeah.
Or why didn't the other team say like, we quit, just stop the game, we're done.
Yeah, like they're gonna win anyway.
Right. Question 6. What do you call the person who tries to block the puck from going into the net in hockey?
Goalkeeper or goalie?
What's another sport that has a goalkeeper or goalie?
Soccer.
Yep, soccer is another one. I think there's a goalie in like field hockey or lacrosse or
What's lacrosse?
it's the game that you play where it has a stick with like a little
like
net.
The stick, like the stick thing when you like push it across.
Nope. It has a net on the end. So you catch the ball in the net and then you throw it to the other
And then
person.
you just like check.
Yep.
It's kind of like cushball.
Question 7. How many players can be on the floor at a time in volleyball?
6.
Yep, 6 per team. But if you said 12, you can count that as right too because there are technically 12 with both teams on the court. Round number 3. The category is world records. This idea comes from listener Sophia. Thank you, Sophia. Question 1. In modern times, how old was the oldest person ever to live? Question 2. How tall was the tallest person to ever live? Question 3. What is the longest amount of time anyone has held their breath? Question 4. What is the world record for the number of M&Ms stacked one on top of the other? Question 5. Brazilian Elaine Davidson holds the Guinness World Record with 11,303 what? Question 6. What is the world record for the number of canned drinks opened by a parrot in 1 minute? Question 7. What is the longest amount of time a human has ever stayed awake?
Round 3 answers. Question 1. In modern times, how old was the oldest person to live?
122 years old. The oldest person ever recorded was a French woman named Jean-Louise Calame, who lived to be over 122 years old, according to Guinness World Records. Calame died in 1997.
That's impressive. I thought the oldest person was 114.
Maybe that was more recent because this was 97. So maybe
Yeah.
you've just never heard of this woman, but
I haven't.
the oldest person in the Bible was
It started with a Z.
wasn't it Methuselah?
Oh.
I
thought
think
it was
so.
Like Zachariah or something.
I think he lived a long time too, but I think it was Methuselah, and he lived to be almost 1,000. He was 900 and some when he died.
Oh. Question 2. How tall was the tallest person to ever live?
8 feet 11 inches. Robert Wadlow from Alton, Illinois was 8 feet 11 inches, and he passed away in July of 1940. The tallest person currently living is 8 feet 2 inches.
But still, that's tall.
That's super tall.
That's
Giant.
you with Brooks on top of you.
Yeah.
Question 3. What is the longest amount of time anyone has held their breath?
24 minutes, 37 seconds. The longest breath held time voluntarily is 24 minutes, 37 seconds, achieved by Budimir Sobat from Croatia on the 27th of March in 2021.
Ooh.
How? How in the world?
I can't do it for like a minute.
I couldn't do it for like 30 seconds.
Question 4. What is the world record for the number of M&Ms stacked one on top of the other?
7. Doesn't feel like much, but try stacking an M&M, which has rounded sides, one on top of the other.
I think I could beat that.
Well, I have some M&Ms upstairs. You can give it a whirl after we're done here. Okay.
Question 5. Brazilian Elaine Davidson holds the Guinness World Record with 11,303 of what?
Piercings
Like on the tongue, on the face, on the...
everywhere. If you have 11,000 piercings, I'm pretty sure your body would, be holy.
You go on the scale and you're like 30 pounds heavier than you were.
With your piercings in?
Yeah.
What happens when she takes a shower? Does the water just like make its own shower out of her body with all those holes? Like it just pours out?
Question 6. What is the world record for the number of canned drinks opened by a parrot in 1 minute?
35 cans. Zach the macaw unopened 35 cans in 1 minute in San Jose, California on January 12th, 2012. That was kind of a weird one, but that's impressive for a parrot. So I don't know if I could open 35 cans in 1 minute.
In a minute, though.
Let alone a
That's
parrot
crazy.
doing it.
Question 7. What is the longest amount of time a human has ever stayed awake?
11 days and 25 minutes, or 264.4 hours. Randy Gardner broke this record in 1963 for a science experiment for school. However, Guinness has stopped tracking this record for fear that people would damage their health in trying to break it.
That's
So,
smart.
Yeah, it could be that maybe this record would have been broken, but Guinness, being smart, said, we're not even going to track this because we don't want people to do something silly and like really hurt themselves. Because lack of sleep can cause major damage to your body.
Yeah, like permanent damage or just like,
I think so.
oh gosh.
Round 4. The category is Gemstones. This idea comes from listener Colby. Thanks, Colby. Question 1. The ancient Greeks and Romans believed that what gemstone was created from the tears of the gods? Question 2. Colombia is the largest producer of what green gemstone? Question 3. What is the only gem made by a living creature? Question 4. What do you call the study of precious and semi-precious stones? Question 5. What is the official birthstone for the month of January? Question 6. Perhaps one of the most well-known diamonds in the world, the Hope Diamond, was first owned by King Louis XIV of France in 1668. What color is it? Question 7. There are 4 gemstones which are considered precious because they're all extremely rare and there is a limited supply of them. The first 3 are diamond, ruby, and sapphire. What is the 4th? And now the round 4 answers. Question 1. The ancient Greeks and Romans believed that what gemstone was created from the tears of the gods?
Diamonds.
They are not.
They're not.
They are created from volcanoes.
Yeah.
Question 2. Colombia is the largest producer of what green gemstone?
Emeralds.
Emeralds are found in 30 different countries around the world, but Colombia is by far the biggest producer, with between 50 and 90% of the world's emeralds coming from there.
Wow.
Emeralds are also whose birthstone?
Yours.
Yours!
Mine.
And Brooks's. Mine is sapphire.
Oh yeah, and Dad's and Quinn's are ruby.
You're right. Question 3. What is the only gem made by a living creature?
Pearl.
The good thing about harvesting a pearl from an oyster is that the oyster, if you're kind, doesn't have to be killed, but can be replanted to grow another lovely gem. All mollusks can create pearls given the right conditions. For example, saltwater pearls come from oysters, and freshwater pearls come from mussels. Every pearl is a unique creation, and no two are alike. That's pretty interesting, isn't it?
It is.
I don't think I realized that mussels made pearls, and not like the muscles in your body.
Yeah.
Question 4. What do you call the study of precious and semi-precious stones?
Gemology.
Yeah, gemology. Being a gemologist would probably be kind of a cool job
It would.
to look at all kinds of. Oh, what was your advent calendar this year that you guys got?
Crystals.
Crystals and stones. So every day you got a new crystal or stone. That was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
What was your favorite one that you got?
Probably like the see-through thing, the like fluorescent one.
Iridescent?
Iridescent, yeah.
Fluorescent means
The like shiny, like it changed colors even though it was see-through.
Yeah, iridescent. Cool. Question 5. What is the official birthstone for the month of January?
Garnet.
And do you know what color a garnet is?
Purple?
Nope. It's like a deep red.
I was thinking of like green or like purple or
Nope.
pink.
Question 6. Perhaps one of the most well-known diamonds in the world, the Hope Diamond, was first owned by King Louis XIV of France in 1668. What color is it?
Blue.
The unique blue color of the Hope Diamond is the main reason why most people believe it to be priceless. The thought behind this belief goes something like this. Diamonds are almost always colorless stones, which, on very rare occasions, can be found in nature to have a color like blue in the case of the Hope. The diamond was donated and can be seen at the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, D.C.
Sweet.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You have?
I have. It's in this
Lucky.
room, and it's under a big glass thing with all kinds of security and stuff to make sure nobody steals it. Question 7. There are 4 gemstones which are considered precious because they are all extremely rare and there is a limited supply of them. The first 3 are diamond, ruby, and sapphire. What is the 4th?
Emerald.
And whose birthstone is an emerald?
Mine.
Just seeing if you were paying attention. Yes, yours. And what color is an emerald?
Green.
Green. Our favorite color. Yeah. Round number 5. The category is, are you smarter than a 5th grader? This category was brought to us by listeners Donato and Amadeo. Thank you. Question 1. How many inches are there in 2 yards? Question 2. What is the capital of New York? Question 3. In the word unnecessary, what is the prefix? Question 4. How many zeros are in the numeral for 1 million? Question 5. Which continent is the least populated? Question 6. Since the late 1930s, what calendar date has been designated for the inauguration of a United States president? Question 7. What type of animal can live both in water and on land? And now the round 5 answers. Question 1. How many inches are there in 2 yards?
72.
So let's do that math. There are how many feet in a yard?
How many feet in a yard? That would be 36.
Nope.
Yep.
There are 3 feet in a yard.
36 inches.
There are 36 inches in a yard. There are 36 inches in 3 feet. So if you have 2 yards, you have 6 feet.
Yeah, 72 inches.
72 inches. Question 2. What is the capital of New York?
Albany. I didn't know this.
You didn't know that? What did you think the capital of New York was? New York City?
Yeah.
That would kind of be what you would think, but nope.
Or Queens.
Queens is a borough of New York City. I don't even think it's technically a town. I don't know how that works. Question 3. In the word unnecessary, what is the prefix?
Un, which means not. So it would be not necessary.
Right. Question 4. How many zeros are in the numeral for 1 million?
6 zeros.
How many are in 1 billion?
6 million?
There are 9 zeros in 1 billion. How many are in a trillion?
12.
12. Good job. Question 5. Which continent is the least populated?
Antarctica, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
Who wants to live there, you know?
Penguins. Question 6. Since the late 1930s, what calendar date has been designated for the inauguration of a United States president?
January 20th.
I did not know this. I was not smarter than a 5th grader for this question. Question 7. What type of animal can live both in water and on land?
Amphibians.
Are you smarter than a 5th grader, Quinn?
I hope so. I was a 5th grader last year.
Right, you're a 6th grader now.
Yep.
Did you get all these right?
Probably not number 6.
Yep, that was the one I didn't know either. And now it's time for the final exam. Now remember, you've heard these questions in the previous rounds, but these were the hardest ones we've had. So use your memory and try to think back to what the answers are. Question 1. What is the largest flying bird in the world?
The wandering albatross.
Question 2. In modern times, how old was the oldest person ever to live?
122 years old.
Question 3. What do you call the study of precious and semi-precious stones?
Gemology.
Question 4. How many inches are there in 2 yards?
72.
Question 5. What is the fastest flying animal?
Peregrine falcon.
Question 6. Who has won the most Olympic medals of all time?
Michael Phelps.
Question 7. Since the late 1930s, what calendar date has been designated for the inauguration of a United States president?
January 20.
That's it. That's trivia.
Thanks for listening.
You and your sister have been sick for so long. And me too. I'm not as sick as you guys, but I feel like the listeners can probably tell in our voices with our kind of nasally talking, and sometimes just like that. Sometimes we kind of have to stop and cough and blow our noses because we've been sick for a long time, since Thanksgiving, I think, right?
Yeah.
I'm ready to be healthy again. You?
Yes, I hate the in-between stuff where you're not like super sick, but then you're sick.
Right. Where you're just kind of like snotty and sneezy and yucky. Yeah. Well, I hope we feel better.
I do too.
It'll be better on their ears if we sound better, right?
Have a Merry Christmas.
What? Christmas is over.
Still.
Have a Happy New Year.
Sure.
Happy 2023.
Sure.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Trivia for Kids Podcast. And if you have a question idea or even an entire category, please email us at triviaforkidspodcast@gmail.com.